Welcome to the Hypothalamic Amenorrhea podcast. I'm Danny Sheriff, your host, certified fertility awareness practitioner, functional nutrition counselor, and founder of the HA Society, and of course, an HA recovery coach who has walked where you currently are walking. This is the place to come if you care about getting your period regularly. This podcast aims to educate, inform, and keep you motivated on your period and HA recovery track. So let's dive in. But last thing, nothing on the show should be taken as medical advice, so please seek the advice of your physician. Hey, if you are listening to this audio right now, that means that the doors to the Restore program and the HA Society are currently open, but only for a few days. So the Restore program this is the first time we've ever run it. Ashley and I have taken everything that we've learned from the past few years, working with lots and lots of women to get their periods back, optimize their cycles, get pregnant, taking everything we've learned from that, put our heads together and made our dream 10-week program. Like if we were going to take women from point A to point B, which is no period to having a period, how would we work them through a step-by-step program? So the goal of this is to give you everything you need to know about nutrition, exercise, and movement, but all with a super strong emphasis on restoring your relationship with your food and your body and having you do it alongside other people who are also going through the exact same thing with you. This is extremely crucial for feeling like you're not alone and having accountability. And that accountability piece is also a huge part of this program. So we're not just throwing some self-guided program at you and telling you to follow the modules. You'll be showing up each week and or listening to the replays if you can't make it and doing the homework, doing the assignments, participating and staying on course. And we are going to be there with you, working with you, holding your hand through this, answering your questions. We'll even be doing some food reviews where you can submit your food log and we'll give you any kind of feedback or tips to add and build upon it to help make sure that you are definitely moving in the right direction for recovery. So I hope that you will join us. The Restore program is only open for a few days. So if you're listening to this audio now, make sure you go join thehasociety.com/join. Learn more about the program there. Sign up. It's only $25. It's not a huge commitment, but I want you to make a huge commitment to yourself that this is the time that you will be fully committing and getting that bloody period back that you've been working so gosh darn hard to get. We're there for you. We got what you need, and we cannot wait to see you in the group. Okay, on with the show. By the way, that's thehasociety.com/join. Don't forget, links in the show notes. Okay, now you can go back to the show.
Hi, guys. This is Ashley Smith from the HA Society coming at you with another solo episode. I'm super excited. I loved doing the other one, so I am back with more. And this time I actually wanted to talk about the negative impact of being hyper-focused on health. Now, I do realize that as a society, we could definitely benefit from having an intentional focus on health, definitely. But I think that there's a difference between intentional and being hyper-focused, such as one thing I was talking with one of my clients, and we were talking about how in order to have balanced hormones, right, we need to have balanced habits. And the issue with being hyper-focused on one aspect of recovery and or health, it really never leads to balanced habits and balanced health, balanced hormones, right? So that's just something that I want us to kind of dive in today. So something that I was thinking about is if we are hyper-focused on whole foods, right, then that means we tend to start having a really disordered view of other processed foods. Now, I know that could be different for everybody, but this could be that now a cookie becomes like the enemy, right? or a cupcake at your niece or nephews or loved ones, or even your birthday party becomes so taboo, right? Um, and so it really, I don't think that we can ever be hyper focused on health without there being a negative impact, whether it's mentally, emotionally, socially. And so I kind of wanted to explore other ways that this tends to manifest. If we're hyper focused on getting steps, then something else in our day has to suffer. Whether it's our stress because we're stressing about steps, or we're walking in circles in our house, kind of not normal. I know that we've normalized it in the fitness industry, but that's not normal. That's definitely not normal. And if we want to take it back to the caveman days, I'm sure when it was bad weather, they weren't like doing circles in their cave, right? So just one way of how it just really gets out of control. So one of the other things with HA recovery is that we tend to see people coming into recovery with residual hyper focused energy on vegetables, right? You know how Danny and I feel about it. We are pro root veggies. We're pro veggies. We're never going to be like, don't eat a vegetable. That's going to hold you back. But if your plate is continuously filled with volume veggies and it's like half of your plate to more than your plate, what's likely going to happen is one, you're going to feel way full before you actually get in enough calories. Because let's be real, zucchini does not have a lot of calories in it. That's probably why we originally ate it when we were dieting, right? Broccoli actually has a good amount of fiber and not a lot of calories, hence why we ate it when we were dieting, right? And now I'm sure you're like, I'm not dieting anymore. I just love it. And I get it. Trust me, I have some zucchini and some broccoli coming in my imperfect box that's coming tomorrow, actually. But it's no longer taking up majority, half, or 3/4 of my plate, right? And so being hyper focused on veggies means that we actually don't have any room in our stomach or our plate for other nutrient dense things like potatoes. Like you would probably not eat as many potatoes as you do broccoli, right? So, but yet the potato is going to give us more calories per serving than zucchini, broccoli, asparagus, all those things. And so again, we always believe in a balanced plate that includes both. And so that kind of goes back to balanced habits, balanced hormones, and we can really trace it back to what are we being hyper focused on. So we talked about walking, we talked about veggies, we talked about clean food. So some other things that winds up kind of getting in the way of recovery is we will be like really committed, hyper focused on a certain way of eating that it kind of distracts us from recovering. How is this possible? So if we are really focused on eating pro metabolic, which we totally support, but you're not eating enough calories, we're kind of really missing the whole point, right? But because we're so focused on, is this a pro metabolic food? Is this, you know what I mean? That like we miss the fundamental like foundation of eating enough to heal and even be pro metabolic, because you can't really quite do that under eating, right? We'll get hyper focused on a superior food. And because a superior food's not available, we won't eat any of it, right? So meaning that if beef is not available, then like we just won't even eat the chicken. And that kind of doesn't work either, right? Especially for recovery. And so what we tend to see is whether you're working one-on-one with us, you're going to join the Restore program, you're a part of the HA Society, is that we really teach going back to the basics and mastering the basics before we move on. I am not saying that being intentional about vegetables, superior foods, pro-metabolic, whole foods is a bad thing and does not have its place. But anytime we become hyper focused on it, that's where we tend to see disordered habits start to have a negative impact mentally, emotionally, physically, and all those types of things. There was something else I wanted to focus on as well. Oh, so how do we know that this is true? Let's look back. So everybody, like with me, think back to when we were in the depths of our HA, right? So I remember I used to pound water. I was, you could say, hyper focused on drinking enough water to the point where I was like peeing clear before noon, which means that I was flushing out all my electrolytes, and it actually made me even more thirsty. And that's how I was actually even able to drink that much. And as I look back, I was salting my food, and not that that's bad. It's not bad, but I would carry a sea salt grinder in my purse with me because I just could not get enough salt, aka electrolytes, on my food. So again, like, I think we can look back on our journey and see how it never actually led to health, being hyper focused on a certain aspect of health. So really and truly, I guess the question that you guys can journal, think about today is, where do you need more balanced in your health journey or your recovery journey? All right, that's what I got for you guys today. I would love to hear any responses that you have to that question. I think it would be great to hear and to know that this is helpful. All right, have a great day, guys.
Thank you so much for listening today, guys. Please subscribe to the podcast, and if you could head to iTunes specifically and leave a rating or review, that would help so much because it makes it easier for other people with HA who are Googling around to find the podcast really easily. So if you do that, you're doing a service to all of the women.
Tired of guessing your glucose levels all the time? How about a better way to manage your diabetes? Introducing the Eversense E3 CGM system, the only 6-month continuous glucose monitoring system. With real-time glucose readings every 5 minutes delivered to your mobile device and exceptional accuracy over 6 months, Eversense E3 gives you readings you can count on.
For important safety information and to learn more about Eversense, visit eversensediabetes.com/safety. Accuracy evaluated in adult populations with 2 calibrations per day or less.